Marijuana.
Blake Production.
What is going on, guys? We're going to go over this weed stock breakdown here. We're looking at Cannabis growth rate now, the Canadian ticker weed, and right off the hop, this is the weekly time frame, and we are back at levels that we were at in 2017. So we are back around $8.50 to $10. So this was a zone that was acting as support in 2017, right? This was an area where we were buying, and then we pretty much haven't hit those levels until the past few weeks. That is interesting. There is also talks about when is the US going to fully legalize marijuana. We know it's probably going to come at some point, but when, right? So that is kind of like another hidden catalyst that will for sure drive price if it is true. So there's many things that are interesting here. I'm going to zoom into the daily time frame, and we're going to break down this a little bit further, right? So we have a very large top that we hit in February 2021. It's now February 2022. 1 full year of a downtrend, right? So if you don't know what a downtrend is, we start from the high and we make a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and this continues. So this has been going on for a solid year and a bit. Keep that in mind. We are down from the highs a total of 87%, right? These stocks, not that they're undervalued, but they could be undervalued, right? Of course, we have to be aware that they could continue this downtrend, especially because it's the prevailing trend. But what we're starting to see here is a small reversal in this trend. So you've seen, I marked out, right? Huge downtrend of lower highs and lower lows continuing. But the past few weeks, right, since the end of January, we're starting to see some sort of a reverse. Now, if I zoom in to really get you guys to see here, we have this low point marked, a high, higher low, higher high. Looks like we're getting that higher low. So we're going to expect that we're going to get this push up higher in the coming weeks, right? This could be the starting of a trend change, right? The start of a new trend change. After all of this downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, we're starting to see a small reverse. Now, if we zoom in further, it's way easier to see, right? We have this low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That is complete opposite to what we've been seeing. The characteristics of this stock and many other pot stocks are changing. That is mad important to be aware of, especially if, like, I've had people mention to me, like, yo, you should buy this pot stock, whatever it is, not realizing what is going on from a technical perspective. So those people probably aren't even paying attention right now, right? Which is, again, why it's important that if the more you look at this, the more the opportunities come to you, because if you're paying attention. So it's interesting to notice we're having this small trend change here right near earnings. Nobody knows what earnings are going to be like, but say there's a bullish reaction. Likely, because we're starting to see some sort of reversal here, there might be a bullish reaction to it. So what am I looking for now, right? I want to see where's previous resistance in this stock, right? So if we look back left, this area is a major zone here, right? $13 was acting as resistance once, twice, 3 times back in 2017, right? We haven't really gotten back to it, only twice, March 2020 and now. We could use that to our advantage. We could expect that this is an area we'll likely try to push up to, right? So that's the first target in my opinion, right there, $13. We could also look at right here, right? There's some sort of resistance here, resistance. We come up, reject. If we break this zone, the next resistance is up there. Let's check to see what the volume profile looks like. Oh, what are the chances of that? We have a massive gap in volume up here. So not many people, there's not much resistance in this area. From $12 up to $16, not much resistance. We might fly right up to there. And that's a quick, nice trade, right? 56%, 60% trade real quick. Not bad at all. So again, this is why I think these stocks are really interesting to pay attention to right now. Don't sleep on this. We have Cbdt. I'm watching this zone. We have this falling wedge. We break out. We're back testing. Now what we're seeing is we're starting to defend this 23-cent range, right? All we need is that volume to start picking up. And then this is going to start going, right? So again, with the pot stocks, the sector itself is really quiet. Once the leaders like weed, GTII, and other names start popping off, the other ones will follow. Cbdt is a penny stock and has massive opportunity to the upside because we marked the very top back in February 2021 at $2.48. I'm not saying it's going to go up there. There's levels we have to beat up to there. Like, for example, 54 cents is a zone we rejected a few times, right? Like, we're going to have to beat that zone before we get up there. But as you can see, what I'm trying to say is, like, the trends are changing. Things are starting to, pop up more, right? I'm seeing a lot more weed talk on the Twitter. Something's going on here, right? So pay attention to these names. There's a lot more. I'm just going over these ones because I think they pose some of the greater opportunities, right? And then we have Hexo, right? This one I do not want to sleep on. Lowest low. Now, somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos. I'll actually bring that up. He basically mentioned... So someone mentioned, I was wrong the other day. I said something because I seen in the news that there's potential that we might get delisted from the NASDAQ on Hexo. So somebody commented, they found this, that if the NASDAQ traded shares do not rise to $1 for a minimum of 10 consecutive business days before July 25th, 2022, the company might not be eligible for an extension amount of 180 calendar days, or its shares could be subjected to delisting, right? So I was sort of close. The numbers were a little bit off. Shout out to Jelly Bean on the YouTube for plugging the facts on there. So keep in mind, right? I'm sure this company doesn't want like their business to be delisted from the NASDAQ. There will be some sort of price action to defend that. I don't care what you guys say. That's what's probably going to happen. Now, to confirm that, we would like to see some hype coming into these pot stocks. Like, that is mad important. Again, the trend is starting to change. I mentioned the other day, we're looking for that higher low, right? So we have the low, high. Looks like we've printed that higher low. We have this zone, $1 that's acting as our resistance right now. We also have 235 to act as resistance right now. And there's a massive gap above at 340 to 420 range. Is it going to reach up there? We don't know. There's work to be done. But this one is a sleeper, massive sleeper. Don't sleep on this name because there could be quick gains that you can make and take out, and then you'll be laughing, right? So have it on the watch list. Again, another thing that I really like, we're starting to see a very large increase in volume, both bullish and bearish. But why is it that the bearish volume isn't enough to pull us down further? That's something I'm paying attention to. So I want to mark this level here and see, are we going to hold that 73-cent range? Because we have massive volume trying to push us down, but we had the next day a nice little gap up. So that could be it. That's our higher low. And now we're looking for the next higher high in the trend. So I'm looking for $1 is our next target. So again, that's all from right here. That's, I'm pretty sure, like a 25% trade, right? Lots of opportunity here. If we want to come back up to this 150 range, 100% trade. Like, don't sleep on these names. Peace, guys.